Listen, I'm not trying to put any man down, but I am not happy with what I'm seeing out there. It feels like a lot of the men out there are extremely toxic nowadays. They don't have their shit together. You know, they either don't have a job or they're not working and they're wanting to live off the woman that they end up with. Or they have addiction problems such as, you know, alcohol abuse or drug abuse. A lot of them have major anger issues, and they don't see women as their equal partner. They put women beneath them and they treat women like shit. They abuse women. They, you know, they put women down. It's just, it's disgusting. The kind of things that I'm seeing in men nowadays is totally disgusting. And the men need to fucking wake the fuck up and start working to improve themselves and not to backslide either, but to continue to heal themselves, grow, improve themselves, and be better versions of themselves. And what I'm seeing is the opposite. Now, I am seeing some people that are starting to try and work on themselves and better themselves, but I'm also seeing the slide back again. So I honestly, when I look at, you know, the population as a collective, I'm seeing a lot of the women doing a lot more work than the men are. Okay. The men are starting to do the work now, whereas before the men weren't doing the work at all. Okay. But now the men are starting to wake up, they're starting to do the work. But again, they're backsliding into the old habits, into the old routine, into the old low vibrational energy, okay, into the toxic divine masculine energy. So this again needs to shift. This needs to change. Um, you know, if a man is toxic, if he has all these addiction problems, if he's abusive towards his woman, um, if he doesn't want to work, like what good is that man? What can that man bring to the table, right? How is that man, if he can't even fucking take care of himself, okay? If he can't take care of himself and properly, you know, be healthy, do the right things, how the fuck is he going to take care of a woman and a fucking child or children? How the hell? Tell me right now. If he's toxic, if he's unhealthy, and he can't take care of himself properly, how is he going to take care of himself, his woman, and a child or children? It's just not going to happen. It's not. And that's the kind of selection that we're having out there. That's the kind of selection I'm seeing in my vicinity. Okay. Now, I don't live in the greatest area. Maybe in other places there's better, you know, there's a lot better quality of men. But what I'm seeing in my vicinity is trash. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I am seeing trash. Okay. I'm seeing garbage out there to choose from. And you know, that's not what I want to choose for myself because I deserve better, for one. And I don't want to deal with those problems. I've been there, I've done that, right? And it's got me nowhere. It's gotten me in a, you know, uh, in a fucking toxic state myself. I just want to find a man that's on my level, and I don't think that's too hard to ask for. Yes, I done a lot of healing work on myself? Yes, I have. So it might be harder to find somebody that's extremely healthy, like am becoming, right? But I know that there's somebody out there, there's a person out there. I'm just not seeing it where, you know, the people I'm meeting or the vicinity that I'm in right now, I'm not seeing those quality men that I'm expecting to see and hoping to find. Um, but I know they're still out there. I know there's good men too. There's good men out there. I've seen good men. Um, you know, I dated good men in the past as well. So I know they're out there, but it's just so frustrating that, you know, oh, just the selection that there is. Like, I feel like my grandparents and my parents had it way better. Um, you know, selection and partners back then. And they didn't have the perfect situation either, but I feel like there's a lot more men that had, you know, their life together and things like that. You know, everybody was more traditional back then. They had the traditional values. This was all before the internet dating, the online dating. Now it's like when you want to meet someone and you're going on online dating, a lot of these guys just want to get banged. They don't want to settle down with anybody. They just want to screw you and dump you and move on to the next one. We have to do better as a collective. Not just the men, but women too. I'm not saying women are off the hook. There's a lot of toxic women out there too. But in general, men, you need to work on you. You need to get it together. You need to be able to offer more to your woman, be able to, be healthy for the woman, for the children. Come on, guys, get it fucking together. And I apologize, for all the vulgarity and all the swearing that I'm doing right now. That's how purely frustrated I am to see what I'm seeing. And it's just like, it just makes me so angry. It really, really does. It makes me angry. And then here's another thing, the cheating that happens, the cheating that, that goes down with these men because they're toxic to begin with. They're talking to some other woman while you're in a relationship with them. They're flirting with other women or they're out hanging out with other women. Like, it's too much. It's way too much. It's way too much. So I just wanted to put this video out. I want you men to think about these things, these things that, that you're doing, to, the way you're living your life, the way you're living your life, how unhealthy it is, not only for yourself, but for all those people around you. Okay. And how much you're hurting the women out there, how much you're hurting the divine feminine out there. Again, guys, you just need to go inward. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and you really need to figure it out. You really need to work on you. And the more men that do that, the better that things will get. And same goes for the women. I know I'm not trying to be, one-sided, but I am a woman, so I'm going to come from that perspective. But I've been told by men as well that there's a lot of toxic women out there too, okay? And I don't see that myself because I hang out with really good quality women, but there are toxic women out there too that really need to work on themselves and get their shit together, okay? So it's not just one-sided, but in this video, I'm just pointing that the masculine side out for today. So yeah, with that being said, take this message as you will, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye. Love and light.